Oh, hello everyone. There we go. Face is back, but we're very small. So why that was the case? Anyway, do the old sharesies on the socials. Everyone's morning. Let's continue adding dialog light to this Firefox. Post. Cool. So we're going to continue adding dialog light dismiss to Firefox. So where did we get to last? Don't mind me slurping away my coffee. Last time we implemented closed by. We got most of the way there. To the point. Now if we go an about blank page, the about config as well. Come on, life. What's happening? Frozen. We need to go to about config. Need to look for dialog light dismiss, which we haven't added the feature for. Whoops. So that'll be something. We've just done it without the feature flag, so we need to feature flag it. Okay, but it should just work off the bat then. So we just... It's frozen again. Why is it freezing? Is that unreachable? Stored active item is unbound from document. Focus manager. I don't know if that's us. Anyways, try one more time. Nope, it's frozen again. It's something to do with DevTools. That's super interesting. Okay, well, let's instead data text HTML dialog closed by any. We're still going to have the same issue though, aren't we? Should be able to say, okay, so this should have a closed by, and yeah, any, which is great. And then if I were to say closed by, what were the other options? Close request. So the setter doesn't work for some. Oh, the setter works. The getter doesn't. What does get closed by do? Dear. It looks at the loading attribute because I was copy pasting too aggressively. So needs to look at the closed by attribute. This is why we test things. So I'll do that. Let's fire up Firefox, the proper, and we'll go to spec. We'll have a look at what is next. So we've got the closed by attribute, but it doesn't do anything. So if we run now, going to give us our old dialog page. Excellent. Now if we run closed by close request. Are we on the dialog? No, we're on the element. So close by is any. Change it to close request. Zoom in too, shouldn't I? And now closed by is close request. So the getter and the setter is working great. So what we should also do is look at the tests. So tests, HTML semantics, no, HTML semantics, interactive elements. I'm just doing this off of memory. The dialog element, closed by. What are they? What are they called? They're called. Oh, it is just closed by tentative. Okay, fair enough. Let's see what we are passing, and we'll figure out what we're failing, and we'll do the things that we're failing. Let's go to polls. M37. Right, yes, here we are. A dialog light dismiss. This is what we're after. Zoom in again. And we'll go to interactive elements. I feel like we didn't quite finish up close watcher. So this is the bulk of the work, and then get enabled. Yeah, so I was looking at this the other morning, and this unclear. Yeah. This might be worth making a PR to the spec, but establishing a close watcher here. So looking at the spec, it says, where's the close watcher stuff? Establish a close watcher, given a window, a list of steps, which is the cancel action, and a list of steps, which is the close action, an algorithm that returns a boolean get enabled state. In other words, to establish a close watcher, you need these three functions. They're called different things, but it's a list of steps, and an algorithm, effectively in C++ land, is a function. So they need these three. But if we look at new close watcher, if we look at the close watcher interface, the constructor, close watcher, new close watcher option constructor steps are, let close watcher be the result of establishing a close watcher with this relevant global object with cancel action and close action. Does not list the get enabled state. And so I think we want to add a bullet here. So rather than noodling on Firefox for now, let's noodle on the spec. We're going to origin main. We're going to edit the source, and this is the giant 8,000 some line file. That's intact. Well, it is an HTML document. Although it says somewhere in here, it's like, this isn't an HTML document. It's a language that looks a lot like HTML. The new close watcher steps are The close watcher be with, yeah. So we just need an additional li here. So this li is this li. If you read between the HTML, right, it says cancel action given prevent close. Or can prevent close, should I say. This li is this close action given a fire event. And so we want to also add another one. So create close watcher. Create, well, we look for this. One of these will be there we go, the definition of this. The other one we care about is we want the definition for, what's it called? Already lost it. Why am I at the bottom of this document? Where is the... it was this one, wasn't it? I accidentally pushed a button. Close watcher. Oh, establishing a close watcher. Where is establishing a close watcher? Ugh. There we go. Get enabled state. Forgot what it was called. Get enabled. Huh. Not defined. Let. Oh. Idiot. I need to check out upstream main. Ugh. Yes. Close watcher get enabled state. This is the one we want. So we need a new li with this inside of it, right? So this is we're gonna say get enabled state being. Now this is the tricky bit because I don't know the like spec pros. The spec is a bit of legalese in a sense. Oh, you taunt me, hello world. You taunt me. So the whole an algorithm thing. An algorithm. Yeah, this is like, this is an example. And so if we look at on response available, nothing defines it, which is an algorithm. There'll be a way to like define an algorithm. Oops. So if I look at consumer preload resource, no, nothing in there, which is an algorithm. Okay, so like what I'm trying to do is just find something with existing precedent that I can copy and paste. That's my modus operandi for like all work. So this deactivated document, let's see if we can find something that does this. Whoops. No. It says updating traversable. Okay. After. Yeah, right. So if it's let the algorithm be the following steps, I think the correct pros can also be B2. So get enable state being 2. I think it's right. Like we can do the same thing. I think it's this. I think it's as simple as this. So let's just yeet this onto a pull request, and we will fix this issue in the spec. Define get enabled state for close watcher constructor. It wasn't made clear that, like, I don't know if it's going to return true or return false. I assume it's going to return true, and that's what I've done here. So let's just do it. Editorial. Well, it's not editorial, is it? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that there. We'll work on that later. I didn't want to get bogged down in that, but that's one thing. That's one part of this. Come on. Wait. Okay, so that's one part. What's the next part? Get rid of the bugger here. This. Details and summary elements? No, just dialogue. We did this with close watcher with require history. We got some unexpected passes here. Let's try and focus. We got some unexpected passes, which is good. So now we just need to update the report, like so. And this will, if I do a diff, what we can see is somewhere the test expectations file. Here we go. These test expectations have passed, which is good. That's what we want. Some of them are failing still around the closed by attribute, which is curious. Clearly I've got something wrong, but closed by none should work, but it's saying it fails. Maybe there's more stuff in here. So what we could do is look at the tests. Tests goes by tentative HTML. This is the this is the HTML document that that implements all the tests for this particular feature. Right, and so for a bunch of tests, it's going to create a button, or it's going to, like, I guess, where's the array of for each things? Okay, so for modal and non-modal, it opens the dialog. And escape. Make sure that escape closes it. Look outside. Okay. Alright. We open a dialog. We try and close it. Escape. And then we actually close it. And we just capture whether or not it was closed. We try click outside. Capture whether that was closed, and then we actually close it. Then we and then we do a switch. And we say we cough. Excuse me. We say dialog should respond On any, it should respond to escape, and it should respond to clicking outside. On close request, respond to escape, not respond clicking outside. None, it should not respond to escape, and that's why we're failing here. It should not respond to escape. It should not respond to light dismiss, or like clicking outside. Auto, if it's modal, respond to escape, but it shouldn't respond to clicking outside. If it's non-modal, it should respond to neither. Okay. So, to fix the none case, this is going to get a little weird because the way Chrome works today is it has close watchers baked in, and the close watcher handles the click stuff. Unfortunately for Firefox, close watchers are a flagged feature. So somewhere around here we have this: if close watcher enabled, we establish a close watcher. And so what needs to happen here is we need to add some additional logic around light dismiss to ensure that if the close watcher is established, this is why the there's this new enabled algorithm inside the close watchers. They get enabled state because imagine this is all in the steps for the dialog, and so we could just follow the spec, but I'm trying to get my head around it. Effectively, what we're going to say is we're gonna look at the state of the state of the light dismiss, no, the state of the closed by, to determine whether or not it should close with escape. And if it shouldn't, then the close watcher needs to be like, we're gonna say if should close with escape, which we need to define, and we'll say not, then m close watcher, we want to like set enabled false effectively. Let's confirm that in the spec. So this is show modal, so if we look for show modal, excuse me. So the show modal steps are the dialog close watcher, previously focused element, hide until okay, so there's a new algorithm called set the dialog close watcher, and this will happen when the dialog is opened or closed, which is fine. That makes this code a bit nicer actually. So what we can do is create a new method. Let's just pop it right underneath here. This is going to say HTML dialog element, set close watcher. Given the dialog element where we are, that's this. So it's just given the dialog element. We can take this whole block of code, bump it right here. We're going to say if close watcher is enabled. Maybe what we can actually do is just to keep future diff clean. Where are we? We're here. We're going to say set close watcher here. Whoops. Set close watcher. And then here we'll just do a moz assert. And moz assert. and then this can all be shifted. And so when the feature flag gets cleaned up, we're not going to end up with a giant diff because of white space. And so this algorithm is pretty much the same. It looks like it's not, but it is. So it's going to set the dialog, right? Like that's this whole bit really. The close action is going to given dialog and dialog's request close return value. I guess this is a new algorithm. And we're gonna, yeah, so set get enabled state being true if dialog enable close watcher request close is true, or previously focused element computed closed by state to the what the okay, I'm misreading all of this. I'm gonna go read the non-diff. That would be much easier. The dialog element. Modal. And set the clip right. So set the close watcher, establishing a close watcher with a relevant object. Yep. So that's this. The cancel action, which is this one. Return the result, fire an event, cancel the cancel button, blah 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 blah. Well, that is handled via our dialog close watcher listener. So if we go up to our dialog close watcher listener, which is at the top of this file, this handle event. So it says if the event is cancel, we're going to return the result firing an event named cancel at dialog with cancel initialized to can prevent close. Yeah, that's this. It's close. We're going to just dispatch an event of close. That's fine. Get enabled state going to be true if, so go back here. Get enabled state is going to be true if enable close watcher for request close, that's a thing, that's a new thing, is true, or dialogs computed closed by state, not none. Right, so I've named this should close with escape. Maybe we can simplify that to get closed by. This can be like get closed by not equal to closed by table. No, not closed by table, but enum HTML dialog element closed by none. Right? Dialogs computed closed by state, that's this bit, is not none, that's this bit. Oh wait, oh god, oh no. Okay, so I always trip up on like this like stream of double, triple, quadruple negatives. The enabled state is going to be true if the closed by state is not none, which means it's going to be false if it is none. Let's say bool get enabled state. We're just gonna grab this comment, grab this note as a comment. Get enabled state, and then we can just set it here, right? This. So we've got this new thing as well that we need to add. Enable close watcher for request close, or so enable close. What is this? Enable close watcher for request. Dialog element has an enable close watcher for request close boolean initially false. Enable close watcher for request close, or get closed by is not in the none state. So if this is true, we go back. If this is true, or this is not equal to none, then we want this to be true, and then we can just say get enabled state here. Okay. Makes sense. This is like all the way here. Okay. Right, I feel like we're in a good place here. Let's do a little compile. See what we end up with. We've got an outline definition anyway, so we need to define set close watcher, which can be private. Set, what was it? Just set close watcher. And we also need a bool with this enabled close watcher for request close, which is going to be false. Okay. So that's this close watcher stuff. That just sets up the close watcher, right? But like, what have we actually achieved here? So if the close watcher is enabled, we're saying that we will ignore, like, it won't actually be, if the close watcher preference is enabled, we're going to create a close watcher, but we're not going to enable the close watcher itself if closed by is none. And this is always false for now. We're going to find out when that gets set to true very shortly. And by very shortly, I mean right now, because I'm curious. So each dialog element has an enable close watcher for request close. And it's referenced in these two places. Oh, let's go. So request close sets it to true. Ah, it disappeared. Okay, so request close just sets it to true and then to false. Curious. Okay. An error. Too few arguments. A value. Oh. So the way you get closed by works. Is it takes a string. This is wrong. This is totally wrong. Well, no, it's not wrong. This is because of IDL bindings. What we also need to do is have one that says closed by. Get closed by with no arguments. Just to make it easier for us later or now as well. So we're going to have an override, and it's going to return closed by, and it won't take any arguments. And what it's going to do is it's going to get this. Get enum attr. There's I don't know how to do this, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Let's go to loading on the image element. I'm sure it has a similar pattern. What am I doing wrong? HTML image. That's a misspelled element. Loading enabled, like it might be the thing. No. Loading table. Get loading. Well, unless get loading is called somewhere. Yeah, loading state. This is the thing. We want to do the same thing. Right. We're just going to crib this. So we're saying get the value of the closed by. If there's not a value, it must be should not be a void. This should be HTML dialog element closed by. We're going to return HTML dialog element closed by auto. I think any none. Should have an auto here. Pretty sure. Let's look at the spec. Closed by any none and close request and auto state. So we need to have an auto state. We're going to say we're going to return auto here. Otherwise, we'll cast it to HTML dialog element closed by getting the enum value. I think this is correct. Let's compile. Yeah, so whoops, I have flubbed this. This is the right way around. So get closed by, if you pass it an NSA string, we'll just get the enumeration and assign it to the string, and this is for the IDL binding. So like it's already given the string kind of pointer, if you will, and like we're just filling that value, right? We're filling that string with the character data. However, for if you pass it no arguments, this is an overload, you're going to get a different thing. You're going to get a return value, and return value is going to be one of these closed by enumerations. This should work. Well, whilst we're doing that, let's go static prefs camel, and we'll look for close watcher. And we're going to say pull request like this is comment. Going to be called DOM dialog. I did put it in the oh, wrong one. Where's dialog? There it is. This is the flag name we decided last stream. It's going to be a bool. It's going to be false. Yeah, this is fine. So this enables the preference, the flag in the browser, and then we can start using that in some of these places. So I think the close watcher steps are done. Good document today. Excuse me. Cool, and it's compiled, which is a good sign. Let's run the tests and see where we got to. So we should expect, at the very least, we should expect to see some unexpected passes, I would hope. Not crashes. We don't see unexpected passes, which means that we've not passed any new tests. So we haven't substantially changed things. Which is curious. Why haven't we? The close watcher. Oh. Okay. Close watch is probably not enabled for these tests, and so there's two things we can do. We should enable the close watcher for these tests, I think. So meta. Yeah, so close watcher enabled. Yeah, this is what we want. We just want to stick this in this file. We'll magically make close watcher enabled for this one. Should see some difference. Hey, look at that. Some unexpected passes. Cool. So we have, in fact, made close by none work. So that's cool. That's rad. We'll update the report. Oh. That's cool. So now any doesn't work. Invalid is interesting. Empty, null. Why don't these work? Did we get a longer report? No. I would expect those to work. I definitely can see why any wouldn't, because we haven't done the click outside logic. But invalid... Valid should have worked. Data behavior auto. So in the non-modal, or in the modal case, it should respond to escape. In the non-modal case, excuse me. In the non-modal case, it should not respond to escape. Probably the existing default behavior. And in both cases, it should not respond to light dismiss. And maybe this is what is failing, is the expected reflection while closed. We should expect to see the error message here, I thought. Like no. Let's do a Mac run. We'll figure out what's going on. Full session. So if I were to set, well, if I change this to closed by, so this is an empty string. So I would expect 0 closed by to be none, and it's any. That is the problem. Capital B, yeah, any. So that should be not any. That should close request. If the dialog, wait, what? What should it reflect as? None? Whoa, hold on. If the dialog is closed, it should reflect as none. If the dialog is open as modal, it should reflect as close request. Okay. Oof. Okay. Wow, okay. So in get closed by, we're going to need to do a bit more smarts here. What are we going to need to do? We're going to need to say if it's null, then it's the auto state. We should slightly tweak this. HTML dialog element closed by auto. And then in here, what do I want to do? I want to say, we can say if not a value, I think is modal is a thing or not. Modal. HTML dialog. Is it just is in top layer? Top layer. Is in top layer. We need to get enum attr. There's a way to do this, I'm sure. I've seen it before. Right, there's overloads for missing. So when it's missing and when it's invalid, you can do different stuff. So default missing is in top layer closed by else none, and default invalid is going to be the same. Maybe this is just default, and then get enum attr is going to say, so we've got the attribute default missing, default invalid, and the result. Wait, what? Oh, so the zero tag. Okay. So we should say yeah. So we should do just these close request tag. So this should be k closed by table, HTML dialog element closed by close request dot tag. Otherwise none tag, and then This is default. I think that's right. And they do a thing with the okay. This is, I think, where we want to be. And it better be, because I need to go start work. I think we're close. I think we're very, very close. I just need to wrap stuff in the preference. We need a couple of asserts in places, and in the IDL here needs pref dialog. What was it? Thing. That needs that. Otherwise we're good. Okay, cool. Well, I had hoped to finish it today, but it doesn't look like it's going to be quite finished. I think there's just a bit of tidy up to do, so I don't think it's that far away. There's also stuff that so the spec, because the spec implements close watcher, there's nothing about what happens when close watcher isn't defined, and we'll need to handle those paths out of specification for Firefox. So I will probably do another stream Monday around the same time, or maybe Tuesday, and we'll stitch this up, submit it as a patch, and hopefully get it merged. So if you've been watching, thank you very much, and I'm going to go do day job now, so bye bye.